What we got here, we got an old Ford Fender. Now, this is off a 70s model truck. I'm presuming around a 76. And if we look right here, you can see where the fender has completely rolled up. And it looks like they hit a rock or they hit something big and it crushed the corner in and rolled it in. So what we need to do, now I went ahead and removed all the trim on the fender. You can see that right there. And the fender's in excellent shape. Yeah, this thing is really nice. It's a pristine fender. It's rust free. It's almost mint condition, I would say, except for this corner right here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how I will fix this, and that'll give you some pointer tips that if you ever come across anything like this, you'll be able to fix it the same way.
Welcome to D.I.Y. Automotive School with my friend Pete and Minnie, the body shop girl. It's everything you need to know about cars and more.
So if you look right here, I got a couple body hammers that I'm going to be using. This is actually a door skin. They call that a door skin hammer. And then I got my trusty hammer that I use all the time right here. I got a ball peen hammer. I got a pair of big giant channel locks. I also got a dolly, a hand dolly. And then the way that we're going to stretch this back out and get it in place, we're going to be using our cutting torch as heat. And then most importantly, the main tool we got are safety glasses and gloves. So we're going to take our cutting torch, and the first thing we're doing is we're going to heat this baby up. Just like this. And we don't want to melt it, we just want to heat it up so we can pull this out. We're going to go right here where this ridge is, and it won't take much. And you can see where it's burning off all the paint. The first thing we need to do is find the crease, and we need to bend that back out. So we're going to get that nice and red hot. We're not going to get it too hot where it's going to break the metal. But this is how you do this old school shit, because the metal is so thick. And another reason we're fixing this is because this is a factory fender that is very rare and hard to find. And then while it's hot, we're going to take our channel lock pliers and we're going to grab that and we're going to bend that baby back in place, just like you're watching here. And this is how we're going to start fixing this, just like this. Because we got to start somewhere. And that's where we're starting, right there. Just like that, look at that. So we went ahead and heated that up, and we got it bent out pretty good, but that's not all the way, trust me. I'm going to go ahead and heat it up one more time. Start it, just like that. Get all this out of the way. So this is how you would go ahead and proceed to fix something of this kind, just like what I'm doing, is you're really going to have to use some heat on it. And a propane torch ain't going to cut it, people. I'm sorry to say that. But if you want to fix it right, this is what's going to happen. And now I'm going to take my ball peen hammer. 1 second here. Before we do anything else, I want to go ahead and, all right, because we're working on this corner, and it's really getting to be a pain in the ass here. Because I'm a one-man operation here, and it's getting hard to even get your relatives to help you. And I am going to tie this down like this. Put that right there. Then I'll bring my roll around over here, my little roll around chair, and I'll put my tools right here. And then that way, we won't have stuff flying off and landing on the ground. All right, so we got the fender pretty much stabilized. We're going to go ahead and continue to fix our fender. We've got to get this buckle out of the fender before we can do anything else. This is when they used to make real cars, people, with real steel. None of this, you know, tin. This is where you really need an extra set of hands to help you. Take my pliers, pull that back a little more. There we go. That's how it should look right there. So I'm going to heat this up right here. We got to be really quick. There is a big crease right here. And then why that's red, I'm going to take my hand dolly, I'm going to put it under here, and I'm going to and you can see it coming out now. And that looks actually pretty good. So let's go ahead and get this right here. And we're going to have to heat that up. You can see how that's rolled right there. So let's go ahead and heat that up a little bit. And this was actually stretched out, so we have to stretch this back in place. Get this back in place. And we're not done with this lip yet. There's actually a bevel on it, and we're going to put the bevel back in. Okay, so we got it straight there. Now we got to get the bottom of this in this area. We're going to heat it back up and flatten it back out. Okay, so we're going to get our torch again. And it's really coming out good. I see where I burned through it. I actually burned a hole through it. We're going to have to weld that up. But you're going to see the metal turn cherry red as I heat it up here. And when you get into a position like this, you kind of just got to visualize what the fender, unless you have another fender with you, you got to kind of visualize what that fender would look like if it wasn't all crushed up. So you can kind of see it's turning red. And what's going on is by heating it up, we're putting it back into shape. We're stretching it and molding it like it was a piece of clay. And then we're going to take this that's coming out really nice. We're going to take a look at it in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and take my door skin hammer and I see right in this area right here where I'm pointing, I can see that there still needs a little hammering. And now we're going to go ahead and try to get this line back here. There's a line, a body line, and it's a sharp line, so I'm going to take my dolly, I'm going to put it right here, and then I'm going to take the pick of my hammer, and then the same thing right here. You can see there's a lot of hammer and dollying action to fix a fender like this. We're going to go ahead and take our dolly, and then I'm going to hit this, and I'm going to line it up with the rest of what's going on here. And I think we need to actually go this way. And then I can see where I can come back in here, and I'm taking my sharp edge and laying it right on that corner. And then I'm going to go ahead and bevel this edge over, and the way that I'm going to do that, I'm going to take the edge of my dolly, I'm going to stick it just like this. I'm going to do the same thing here, and I didn't move that fender back far enough, I can see. I'm going to take that edge right there and just stick it right there, and then this needs to be straightened out a little more. This is kind of funky looking. Now, the problem we have doing this, we should have that molding that goes on here. We don't have that. So hopefully the owner will have that at home and we'll be able to fit it on here. We got to roll this edge over right here. Remember, I was taking my dolly and I was holding it just like this. And then another way that we can get that roll where it's exactly perfect is we can take a crescent wrench and then we stick it on here like this. Now watch what happens. Let's go ahead and tighten that up. So we take the crescent wrench and then we can roll that edge over where it's nice and even all the way across. See, it's a nice bevel to finish it out. As you look at that, you can see we went ahead and pulled the dent out. We went a little bit far right here because there's a lip right here that goes like this. We need to make that lip go all the way and then go into nothing right there. This comes down and it's flat here. So we're going to take this and we're going to go ahead and pound that back in, get that worked out, and then we're going to go ahead and take our hammer and dolly and then we'll dolly this out. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pliers, I'm going to bend this back to where it goes, just like, and I don't think this is actually, let me see here, there we go, okay, just like that. And this will have body work done to it, people. This is not going to be a bodywork free car by any means. So right here we got to basically put the dip back in it. looks really nice right there like that. That looks really good. Got this corner right here. We gotta get it down. Still feels high. Got to get it down. This is what happens when you heat it up. It actually stretches the metal, so you got to work it. And that actually looks pretty good right there. And you can basically see what's going on. We did stretch the metal. I'm not going to say we didn't. That's the only way to fix this kind of thing. I did put the curve back in here. That will bevel into flat over here. And it should turn out to be really nice. All right, you can see that I welded the hole up. We found another problem, which was right here. I tried to straighten it out with my pliers. That didn't work. This edge is rolled over right here. There's a big hump right here, and I'm going to show you how to fix something like this. Nice, easy, and simple. So this edge is rolled over, but this is the problem. If we look up under this fender, this is a double wall fender. It's very thick right in this area, and rolling this over with a pair of pliers is impossible. So what happened is when it got hit right here, I'll go ahead and explain how this happened. When it got hit right here, it pushed the fender into the door area, and then when they opened the door, it hit the edge right here and rolled it over. Now when it rolled it over, it actually buckled it up, so when it rolled it over, this outer skin raised. What we're going to do, we're going to take a big crescent wrench. We're going to use the crescent wrench trick again. And we're going to just go like this. We're going to grab it with our crescent wrench, and we're going to pull it back up just like this. And we're going to do a little bit at a time. We're going to have to take our crescent wrench and adjust it. Because before we do anything else, we got to get that body line back in shape where it's rolled over. And you can see working on these old trucks is a real pain in the ass. So just kind of bend it up like that. Here we go. Now we're actually getting somewhere now. So using a crescent wrench really helps you out by straightening it out. Now, the problem we have fixing this fender for this guy is I don't have the vehicle here. And when you don't have the vehicle here, it's hard to get all this perfect. So what we're going to do is we will rough it in for him and then prime it, and then he will have to finalize it later. I'm going to take my dolly, remember there's a crown right here, and I'm going to take my hammer, and then I'm looking at that edge, and it looks like the edge came out pretty nice. So I'll take my grinder, now what I just did with that grinder, I hit that edge real lightly. And what that's going to do, that's going to take any imperfections out of that edge, so it'll be a nice clean edge. So I'm going to go ahead and go down the fender here, and I notice there's another dent right here. And I noticed something right here, very minor. And then the rest of it looks really nice. So what we're going to do here, before we use our Bondo, we're going to use a product on that large dent that I had to use my heat on. And the product that we're going to use is this product right here called Dynaglass. So when you use the Dynaglass, it takes the same hardener, and I like to make sure that can is sealed because this stuff is really expensive nowadays. But It takes the exact same hardener as Bondo. And all this is a filler. This is just a filler coat, nothing more.
Now's the time that you want to hit the subscribe button. Click on that bell for notifications and comment below. Because if you don't, this big blob of Bondo's going to be inside your bed covers tonight when you crawl in there, and it's going to get in places that we really don't want to talk about right now. Do my friend Pete a favor and subscribe now. Do it, or that Bondo's going to do you.
Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and fill this in. Once again, this is just a filler coat. That's all it is. This actually saves on that very expensive Bondo that we don't like to buy, because even that is outrageous. Even that's outrageous. So. Now, there is another option to doing a repair like this, and that is buying a fender bottom. I don't recommend those if you can fix it, because the reason I don't, okay, that's filled in pretty good right there. We'll just go ahead and leave that. But the reason I don't recommend using aftermarket fender bottoms, where you can cut the fender off in a section, then just replace the whole thing, is because, in my opinion, they don't line up. Matter of fact, they don't line up worth a shit. So. What I'm doing now is I'm shaping my bodywork using my, I call it a cheese grater. And this is the best way to keep the dust down. So you can see how good that the Dyna glass really fills it in. Look at that. And that right there, I would say that is filled in really nice. And we'll go ahead and call it quits on that, and we'll let that dry thoroughly, and then we'll sand it down using our DA sander, and then proceed using Bondo. So we'll repeat ourselves by filling our area up to get it to where we want it. Alright, we went ahead and did all the body work to it and outlined it with yellow tape, and we'll go ahead and look at that in a second. The reason I did that, I want to get that primer in here. The only thing we're doing to this is the body work. We're not painting it, we're not doing anything. So you can see right here, this is where we heated it up, this is where we pulled it all out. Looks pretty good. Went all the way up to about here, you're going to see that, and then around. So remember, this was totaled out. This was completely rolled and crushed, okay? So what I'm going to do is take this stuff right here. This is called rust treatment by Permatex. And then I'm going to go ahead and spray this really good all inside here, this bare metal. And that'll eventually turn to a black primer. So let's go ahead and turn the fender over and see what we got. This is ready for primer, by the way. I went ahead and fixed all the other dents as well. And you can see by doing the body work, it came out really nice. We got the rolled lip right here, goes into nothing, comes up here, and then rolls around on this action here and turns flat. We also went ahead and fixed this. Remember, that was buckled up. It was all buckled up and looking tacky. Went ahead and fixed that. I'm going to go ahead and prime the whole fender. We had some small dings in it right here, and then I went ahead and DA sanded it down. Now I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, if your truck or vehicle or car has original paint just like this, you do not have to strip it down to bare metal. The original paint is a very, very good high quality sealer and primer for a repaint, and you can tell how clean the metal is underneath this It's just fantastic. It's got the factory primer, factory paint, and it really, really looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and prep these up for primer. I'm going to wipe them down with wax and grease remover. I'll get them primed, and then we will take a final look at our corner right here. That was a major repair on this old classic Ford Fender. Okay, as you can see, the fender is primed. It's a done deal, and that's basically what's going on when it comes to fixing disaster like we just got done with. Now, I am going to explain something. This is not done. This is only the first prime job. This still has to be completely blocked out. It's got to be gone over once, maybe twice again. And then, once that's done, then it's ready for paint. So this is just the rough end body work on it, but I want to show you how to fix something like that and how to use your imagination to make it right. So this is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete. Getting the job done, you might say, and continuing to work on getting it done. We also got the hood done. Hood came out really nice. Looks awesome. And we're going to go ahead and put these together. Get all the moldings back on, put the emblems back in the hood, and we'll go ahead and give these to the owner. And when he's ready to paint the car, he's ready to paint. This is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete, getting her done. And that's all I can say. Right there. That was a big mess. But before we go, I want to see what the Permatex rust inhibitor did for us. So we'll go ahead and flip that over just like that. And you can see right there, just as I told you it would happen, the rust inhibitor went ahead and turned all the bare metal black. And it will protect it forever and ever and ever. Take it easy. See you on the next one.
Thanks for watching D.I.Y. Automotive School. Classes don't stop till you know everything.